Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Reclamation, beloveds. I'm Paula Collins, Magdalene Priestess, sound healer, and spirituality mentor. And today we're diving into a topic that lives deep in the bones of so many women, the witch wound. This is a sacred wound. It is a generational wound, a collective memory of the persecution, the shame, the fear, and ultimately power that was lost. If you've ever felt afraid to speak your truth, if you've ever held back your intuitive gifts, dimmed your light, or questioned your magic, just remember, you are not broken, you're remembering. So what is the witch wound? The witch wound is the result of centuries of oppression. When in famine, in all her intuitive, sensual, healing wisdom, she was feared. It is a time when women were told their inner knowing was dangerous, that their gifts were too much, and that their voice should stay silent. Now, this didn't happen just once. It happened across cultures, across generations, across lifetimes. The witch wound has been passed down through our DNA, our memory, and societal programming. So you might be wondering, how does this show up in us today? Well, let me give you a few things. When you feel unsafe sharing your spiritual gifts, when you fear being judged, exiled, or too much, when you are hiding your magic, your rituals, and your truth, when you are dismissing your intuition as I'm going crazy, or believing that spiritual and being spiritual and powerful is somehow wrong. How does that feel to hear me say those things? Did you feel anything in your body? Did you feel any tenseness, or did you feel anything that was uncomfortable anywhere? Did you feel a lump in your throat? Did you have some kind of sacred remembering? Did you think about times past when this may have been your truth? Well, this is what the witch wound is all about. But here is the sacred truth of all of it. And I want you to listen. I want you to tune in. I want you to not think about anything else and hear what I say, okay? You are a channel of light. You are a channel of light. You are a medicine woman. You are the granddaughter of the witches they couldn't burn. And you know what? It is safe to now remember. It really is. It is safe to allow ourselves to go deep into our memory, into our remembering, into our deep knowing. And allow it to rise up within you. Allow it to rise up within you. Give yourself permission to allow it to rise up. So now you might be wondering, well, how do we begin to reclaim our gifts? Because that's a really good question, especially if they've been hidden or silenced, or you've lived in some type of fear about them. The first thing we have to do, we have to acknowledge the fear without any judgment, right? You are not imagining this fear. Okay, you're not imagining it. It's in your bloodline, it's in your soul line, it's in your bones because it is in your DNA that was passed down. Number two, you need to begin to create safety in your body and your life. You might be saying, well, I have no idea how to do that. It's simple. You start first through grounding yourself every day. Do you have a grounding ritual that you use, that you love, that helps you to ground? Do it. Help yourself be grounded in the present moment. Allow a root system to drop from you deep into the earth, into Mama Gaia, through the layers of sand, soil, and rock, to the earth's crystalline core, right? Allow yourself to feel held in the Great Mother's sacred womb space, right? Allow yourself to start having rituals in your life. Simple rituals like grounding, like protection, like putting up protections, like lighting a candle. Rituals such as celebrating each season as it comes. Rituals that could even mean using tarot or oracle cards, right? Start easy and start to find people within your community, because once you start grounding and doing ritual, your people will show up, right? And this will help you create a sacred space for your gifts to return, right? Start small, right? We don't have to do a lot at once. Start small and practice it often, right? We get better and more confident as we practice. So it might start as just doing a grounding ritual every morning, or it might start pulling a card out of your favorite oracle or tarot deck, right? Speak to your guides, right? Ask them to make themselves known to you, right? Call upon your angels and your guides, your ancestors, and say, make yourself known to me. And they will. They will allow themselves to be known. Light a candle, but do it with intention. Let everything you do be done with intention. Take a sacred bath on the full moon and the new moon, right? And do it with intention. Every time we do it with intention and we have intention behind it, we are calling up that part of ourselves and we are healing that witch wound. And trust the whispers that you hear. That little voice that comes in and whispers things to you through your intuition. Start to trust it. And then surround yourself with others who see your light. Stop listening to the naysayers. Just drown them out and start surrounding yourself with the people who see your light, who acknowledge your light, who affirm your light. And they will come. I promise you that, right? And this is part of the reason I created this podcast. I did that in part so you would never feel alone in your becoming, right? In your becoming. So, believe me, before I became so outspoken and so out there, talking on the social medias, creating courses, leading sound baths and meditations and doing energy healing, I once feared being seen. I kept myself small. I stayed quiet. I questioned my intuition. I didn't trust it. I hid my healing abilities. I mean, I became a Reiki master in 2013, but next to nobody knew that, right? And I worried that stepping fully into my priestess path would make me too much for others to hold. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. It did. There were people who were not able to accept this change in me. And so they slowly moved away. And that is okay, because you know what? It made room for the people to come into my life. Sure, it was scary. Sure, I felt the pain of that loss. But you know what? I feel the joy of the people who come into my life now. And you know what I've learned along this journey? It's not about being too much. It's about being fully you, fully present, fully embodying and allowing that authentic part of you to rise up, be seen, and be heard. And when we do that, it's letting the right people rise up to meet you there. Allowing them to come into your life, calling them into your life. Because that changes everything. And it makes it so much easier. So what I want you to do really quickly with me is place your hands over your heart center. Maybe even gently shut down your eyes. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And then whisper to yourself, it is safe to be seen. It is safe to remember. I reclaim my sacred gifts with love. And then breathe into that for a moment. And allow that through your breath to start embodying it, to feel it like little seeds being planted into your soul. And maybe say it again and again and again. It is safe to be seen. It is safe to remember. I reclaim my sacred gifts with love. And maybe the more you say it, the louder you become until you are proclaiming it at the top of your lungs, even if it's just in your home, in your safe space, right? Because the more we do it, the more we practice it, the more we say it, the more it becomes part of our truth. You know, I just want to thank you for walking this path with me. I want to thank you for tuning in, for listening, for opening your heart, your mind, and your soul to what this could mean for you. And if this episode resonates with you, I invite you to reflect on where you've held back your light. And then, what part of your magic is ready to rise? And journal about that. Really take the time to think about it. Maybe think about it and journal about it for more than one time. Maybe do it the day you hear this podcast, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And see how your story changes. And see how it changes your heart and your soul. And then I ask you to be sure that you have subscribed, write a review, comment, and share this with a sister who's also ready to remember. It's the greatest gift we can give to somebody else is when we share what we find out and we discover, because it helps to reawaken and it helps the remembering. And it helps that person, that sister, to open herself up just a little bit more. And if you need sacred connection or support, you can find me on Instagram at serene.wellness.with.paula. You can find me there. You don't have to reclaim your power alone. You can do it in community with soul-aligned people. So until next time, stay wild, stay wise, But most of all, stay beautifully you.